My friend's late-night call changed everything. My phone rang at 1:27 a.m. The sound pulled me out of a deep sleep, sharp and sudden. My heart was already racing before I even reached for it. Who calls at this hour? I grabbed my phone from the nightstand. The screen felt blinding in the dark room, a white rectangle cutting through the quiet. My eyes burned as they tried to focus. A name glowed on the display. Jake Miller. So I froze. Jake. My old friend. My closest coworker for years. The person I hadn't spoken to in almost a year. The phone kept ringing, vibrating softly against the wood. Each second felt louder than the last. I could let it go to voicemail. I could turn the phone face down. I could pretend I never saw it and deal with the guilt later. But something in me, something tight and restless, said answer. I took a breath and swiped. Hello, I said, my voice rough with sleep. There was a pause. Long enough that I wondered if the call had dropped. Then a quiet voice. Ethan. It's Jake. My name is Ethan Grant. I'm 30 years old, living alone in a small apartment in Chicago. I work as a project manager at a marketing firm called Brightwave. Most days look the same. Coffee that's too hot, traffic that never moves, emails that pile up faster than I can answer them. Meetings about timelines. Meetings about meetings. Deadlines that shift but never disappear. From the outside my life appears fine. Stable. Respectable. Inside I've carried a heavy feeling for the past year. It sits in my chest, dull and constant like something unfinished. Started with one bad choice at work. A choice I told myself wasn't really a choice at all. A choice that pushed Jake and me apart. And now he was calling me in the middle of the night. I'm sorry it's so late, Jake said. His voice shook slightly. I didn't know who else to call. I sat up in bed, pulling the sheet around my waist. The room suddenly felt cold, like the heat had shut off without warning. Is everything okay? I asked, already knowing it wasn't. No, he said. I'm at the office. At this hour. It's about the Carson account. My stomach tightened. Carson was our biggest client. A national company that trusted us with massive budgets and sensitive data. Losing them wouldn't just hurt. It would shake the whole company. I thought you moved off that project, I said. I mostly did, he replied. They pulled me back to check numbers. He paused, and I could hear him breathing on the other end. Ethan, something is wrong, he said. And I think our names are on it. Again. That word again hit hard. It carried the weight of old arguments, slammed doors, and months of silence. Can you come here? He asked. Please. I don't want to do this alone. I stared at the dark window, at my own reflection staring back, eyes wide and tired. Jake, we haven't talked since. Since last year, he said quickly. I know. But I really need you tonight. There was real fear in his voice. Not anger. Not frustration. Fear. Closed my eyes. Okay, I said. I'll come. He exhaled long and shaky. I'll be in the 10th floor conference room, he said. The big one. The streets were nearly empty as I drove. Traffic lights changed for no one, cycling through green and yellow like they didn't care whether anyone was watching. The city felt paused, like I was moving through a version of Chicago meant only for me. Memories surfaced as the buildings slid past. When I first joined Brightwave, Jake was the data analyst on my team. I was quiet and cautious, always double-checking my work. He was loud, funny, confident in a way that made other people relax. We stayed late, checked numbers, shared pizza in conference rooms long after everyone else had gone home. "We'll run this place one day," he used to say. "Or start our own firm, Grant and Miller." Back then, work still felt exciting, like it meant something. Then came the Peterson account. The real results were average. Not bad, not great. Our boss Martin wanted more. More praise. Better optics. Something impressive enough to talk about in board meetings. Jake showed me the real numbers in the break room. "These are accurate," he said. "But Martin wants a stronger story." Later that day, Martin called me into his office. He talked about my future, my potential. He leaned back in his chair and smiled like he was doing me a favor. "Clients want hope," he said. I didn't say yes, I didn't say no. I stayed quiet. Martin adjusted the numbers himself. Sent the report out with both our names on it. He got praise. We got bonuses. Jake was furious. "You knew," he said. "You said nothing." "I didn't change anything," I replied. "That's the problem," he said. After that, we drifted apart. Lunches stopped. Conversations ended early. Eventually, so did the friendship. The office parking lot was nearly empty when I arrived. My key card still worked, which surprised me more than it should have. The 10th floor was silent except for the glowing conference room at the end of the hall. Jake sat at the table, laptop open, papers spread everywhere. He looked thinner, older, like the stress had been slowly pulling him inward. "Hey," he said, standing. "Hey." He gestured for me to sit. "These are the real Carson numbers," he said, turning the laptop toward me. "Straight from their system." He clicked. "And this is the deck Martin plans to present tomorrow." The numbers were close, but clearly altered. Not small tweaks. Real changes. "Who changed this?" "Yes." "Martin," Jake said. "And someone in finance. They had left our names on it." He slid an email toward me. "Prepare a raw version and a presentation version. Let's keep this between us." My stomach twisted. "I told him no," Jake said. "So he did it himself." He rubbed his face with both hands. "I saw a doctor today," he added quietly. "For stress," he explained. "Chest tightness. Shaking hands. No sleep." He met my eyes, and for the first time that night, I saw how tired he really was. "When I saw this tonight," he said, "I realized I couldn't do this alone again." He leaned forward. "We could email Carson tonight," he said. "Tell them the truth. Copy HR. Attach the real data." My heart raced. "We could lose our jobs," I said. "I know. If we stay silent," he said. "This never leaves us." He looked at me. "I want to choose together this time." I stared at my name on the screen. Thought about the person I used to be. The one who cared more than he was afraid. "Do you still have all the data?" "Yes." "Everything." We opened a new email. Clear sentences. No emotion. Just facts. We counted to 3. Clicked send. By morning the office felt tense. Conversations stopped when I walked by. Martin called me into a conference room. Jake and our department head Lisa were already there. Carson had forwarded our email. "Is this true?" Lisa asked. "Yes," Jake said. "Confirmed it." Martin tried to defend himself. Tried to explain. Tried to minimize. Lisa stopped him. "We're canceling the meeting," she said. "And opening a formal review." She looked at Jake and me. "You did the right thing." Later, Jake and I sat in a small park nearby. "How do you feel?" I asked. "Still nervous," he said. "But lighter." He smiled. "Thanks for answering last night." "I almost didn't," I admitted. "I was angry at you," he said. "But I still trusted you enough to call." And when I answered, I said, "I remembered who I wanted to be." That night, I sat by my window with a cup of tea. The city looked the same. I didn't. One late-night call hadn't fixed everything. But it changed something inside me. And that was enough to begin.